What is up, my bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to the rebuild series. Sorry I haven't uploaded the past 2 weeks or updated this vlog. I was very busy the previous week doing some exams, sorting out some clients, and then this last week I just wasn't happy with the video, so I just didn't upload it. Hey mate. Although I didn't upload that video to the channel, I'll upload it unlisted and I'll put a link down below so you can watch the lost episode if you're bored or have some spare time. But as for this morning, it's now about 8:30, starting off as always with some black coffee and the 5-minute morning mobility routine. If you haven't seen it already, it's got a huge amount of support. Obviously you guys are really enjoying it. I've actually found it to be really useful as well. So if you haven't already, why not check it out?
It's 2 in the morning, tears are falling. I got a feeling like I fell off a balcony. Like I fell off a balcony. Temperature is running high, I didn't see it coming. Tell me, what have you done to me? Tell me, what have you done to me?
And that is basically it. 5 minutes in the morning, super easy, and it just kind of gets all those right places. I'll put the link to the follow along and the actual original video if you haven't seen it already. But I've got to go send off some emails, catch up with some clients, so I will catch up with you when I grab some breakfast.
I put my trust in you, I always tell the truth. I put my trust in you, I held it out to you. You're not the person.
Breakfast smoothie done. Pretty high fat, low carb, good amount of protein. I've been doing this now for the past 2 weeks or so, on and off, kind of on training days. It's quite a nice way to start the day, a little bit different to the usual thing. Also got a cup of very full bone broth to bump up the protein a little bit, and then try and also not just use whey protein powder. Macros are on screen, and I will put the full recipe in the description down below if anyone wants to give it a go and try it out. The point of this vlog is to kind of give a starting point for the next 8 to 12 weeks, which I'm going to be going through a bit of a mass gain, lean bulk phase, because I'm currently just coming off like 3 months of not being able to train that much at all because of injury. I've rehabbed it now, I finished my rehab last week. It's at the point where I can do some stuff, most stuff, pain-free, and I can start doing some interesting things, but I'm still going to have to do some rehab as well. I'm now 86 kilos, which for me is light. I like to hover around like 88, 89. So over the next 8 to 12 weeks, I'm going to gain like 2 or 3 kilos of muscle. And I wanted to share that with you as part of this rebuild series, because that is what it is about. It's about going from being injured, not being able to train properly for 3 months, and then rebuilding back to where I was beforehand. Because this is a bit of mass gain and I'm not particularly focused on aesthetics, going to be useful to have a before picture to compare the change in physique. But current physique, 8% body fat-ish, 8 to 10, feeling pretty lean. Considering I haven't been able to train properly for the last 3 months, not terrible, but definitely a ways to go. But it's now about 11 o'clock, I broke fast at 10:30, I need to do some more work, but hopefully we'll train sort of 1 o'clock and I'll catch up with you then.
You're not the person that I knew.
Waste of a follow. Pre-workout coffee and a little bit of chocolate is done. I also had a pre-workout shake, which is just some BCAA, some glutamine and some other amino acids. If you're interested, I'll put the full thing that I made in the description. But it is now 1:30 and time to train legs. Thanks very much. One of the goals for this series is to build back up to a double bodyweight deadlift. I haven't really done deadlifts for the past 3 years, being a bodyweight purist as I was. I just kind of was focusing on bodyweight stuff and I neglected my posterior chain. So over the past sort of few months, I've been getting back into more weighted leg stuff and trying to build back up really that core strength. So this is just getting back into it, 120 kilos for 6 easy reps, doing a sumo, but hopefully we'll be hitting sort of 180 by the end of this phase. I was then pairing this with some shrimp squats, probably my favorite single leg bodyweight exercise. I think it is better for the time under tension that it provides, and also the challenge to your ankle dorsiflexion as well. I was alternating back and forth between the deadlifts and these for a total of 6 reps and 6 reps per side on the shrimp squat. Try not to laugh, I was then jumping onto some calves. This is not for an aesthetic or for a mass gain perspective, but more for functional, trying to maintain strength for my calves. It is definitely a weak point and it's something that's lacking on my vertical jump and stuff. So I'm just trying to build up a little bit more volume and strength in those calves. So I was just doing max reps, just bodyweight calf raises. I was then pairing that with some single leg closed eye balance. And this, if you haven't tried it, you really should try this exercise. It looks a bit weird, but it just gets all of those little muscles in your legs firing to try and build up that proprioceptive awareness. When you take out the eyes, you make the proprioceptive system work much harder to try and maintain that balance. Then moving on to some mobility stuff, focusing on the front splits for this one. I don't really have an issue with hamstring flexibility, it kind of is just there. For me, it's the hip flexors that limit my front split, so I'm doing some active lunges, like I recommended in my front split PNF routine. Simply holding this position for 30 seconds and trying to slide that back foot out as far as possible. And then I then repeated it on the other side. I was then pairing this with the weighted Tailor Pose. This is something that's been in my middle split routine since the beginning. And it's just an essential exercise that I find to use when warming up for the middle splits. I do it every single session, and I find if I don't do it, I can't get as deep as if I do it. So it's just always in there. Which kind of takes me on to the next exercise, which is middle splits. Going with the pissing dog exercise from Emmett Lewis, doing a couple of reps on each side, and then I was just jumping straight down into the middle split position. What I have been doing lately is this kind of like assisted position, where I'll just rest my chest on a box in front of me. And what this does is it takes a bit of weight off the legs, but it just allows you to relax into the stretch and embrace the suck, which I find is kind of hard when you're just in that like intense middle split position. And then I then went up into an actual middle split position and then just using some PNF to try and see how far I could go. I actually did end up getting probably pretty close to my best ever. I'm about 1 or 2 inches away from full middle splits. And then finishing up with just some standard core work, I was doing some hanging leg raises, toes to bar for 6 to 8 reps, and then I was pairing that with some straddle reverse hyperextensions, trying to build up those straddle, those glutes for the planche, and just because it's generally a pretty bad weak point for my particular legs. But that is the end of the workout, guys. Back to the vlog. Session done. I hit up a sauna and a shower afterwards. I've been doing saunas lately post-workout. Not sure it has any benefits for recovery, but I kind of feel like it gets more blood flow into your extremities. Plus there's numerous other health benefits. All I can think about at the moment is just getting some food post-workout.
You're running on empty, lost it already. You're playing the dirty while you're taking it out of me. While you're taking it out of me. So you're looking to start a fight, right? While you're on your
Post-workout, pretty damn amazing. I left over sourdough that I made yesterday, 3 eggs scrambled in butter, banana, almond butter, and apparently a shitload of cinnamon. Protein, carbs, just deliciousness. The final meal of the day, I'm gonna make some like Mexican baked chicken in the oven and some coriander and lime rice. Pretty simple recipe, a great way of cooking a bulk amount of chicken, a bulk amount of rice, doing some meal prep. If you want the recipe, I'll write it down below so you can do it yourself.
'Cause I get someone better to be. I got someone better to be. Mistaken all along, my trust in you is gone. 'Cause I've seen it now, you've truly shown your dark side. I'm leaving now.
That is it. Day is done. Finished up with that pretty incredible meal. Baked Mexican chicken thigh with some lime and coriander rice. Super simple and delicious. I think I actually might turn it into my first blog post on my website, so I will link that down below if you want to go and make that recipe. You're not going mad. I have had a haircut in between the last time I spoke to the camera and now. But that is it for the day, guys. The full set of macros will be on the screen now. As you can see, pretty high calories, kind of 3,100-ish, shooting up a little bit, trying to gain some mass. Session was pretty awesome today, feeling strong, feeling like I can work out these imbalances, and soon I'll be back actually doing some more interesting stuff. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about in today's video, then leave a comment down below. Or you can go over to the Facebook group and ask the beautiful 2,000 members over there. And if you're enjoying this series or enjoying any of the videos on this channel, then please support the channel and grab yourself a Bodyweight Warrior t-shirt. Again, link down below. But that is it for this week, guys. Have a strong week. Peace.
Dark